Hey everybody, welcome back to Begin Again, and welcome back to episode 2 of our series around what do race drivers have to do to get in shape to go racing. Now, in episode 1, I introduced you to a dear family friend, Brenna Hennings Burch, who is the owner of Move Functional Training. And Brenna kind of gave us an overview of kind of what racing drivers go through when they're in the race car in terms of the temperatures and heart rates and G-forces and all those kinds of things that we have to deal with as racing drivers. And in this episode, what Brenna's going to cover are the specific exercises that she then handed off to me for me to go put into practice. We filmed this particular sequence several months ago, and I've been working out following the program that she has prescribed to me, and I'm seeing results. I've been really pleased with it, and I know that if I can do it, you can do it too. So let's see what Brenna has to say. I think you're going to get a lot out of this. Here we go.
So for training, there's several aspects we want to hit on, and that's resistance training, cardiovascular training, and reaction time training. Okay. Starting with resistance training, there are certain muscle groups we really want to target, and that's the legs, the core, the neck, grip strength, and chest and shoulders. So the lower legs are obviously important when braking and accelerating. Neck and core is important for the forces being exerted on the driver. Yep. Correct. Grip strength, obviously, for steering, and as well as the chest and shoulders. Yep. So a lot of exercises we would love to have you do are things like squats.
I do not do squats.
Deadlifts, pull-ups, medicine ball tosses, military presses, things like that. Okay. Regarding cardiovascular training, like we talked about earlier, the driver heart rate can be anywhere from 120 to 150 beats per minute. So we want to mimic during our cardio training exactly what that looks like while you're driving. And so any sort of prolonged activity with a higher heart rate is what the goal is. Okay. So whether that's cycling, running, swimming, or any activity where you can keep your heart rate in that aerobic zone is exactly what you want. Okay. And that aerobic zone looks different for everyone. How we get that is we take 180 minus your age, and that is your target heart rate zone for aerobic activity. Okay. So you subtract 5 if you're out of shape, and we subtract 10 if you're recovering from an illness. So say you're 30 years old, 180 minus 30, 150 beats per minute. We're trying to maintain that heart rate zone for at least 30 minutes.
Okay. Not a problem on that one.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And the last one is reaction time. Okay. Towards the season of racing, we focus less on muscle building and more on maintaining muscle mass and things like coordination and reaction time. So there are a lot of unique, really cool drills that we can have you guys do to make sure that your reaction time is on point and ready to go. Okay.
I've always used table tennis or racquetball for my hand-eye coordination and my reflexes. And it's really strange, but when I play either of those sports, it's amazing how much I can actually improve in a very short period of time.
Absolutely.
Instead of whiffing the ball, I mean, I'm able to actually, play a game, and I notice that if I play table tennis a couple days before a race, I instantly go quicker because the camera in my brain is already used to speed and stuff coming at me quickly.
Yep. Yeah, and a lot of reaction time drills are as simple as using 2 tennis balls and having them drop right in front of the athlete. Quick pickup. Okay. So something that gets that neuromuscular connection firing, it will so help you during your race.
Okay. Lots of good stuff. So the thing that brought me to you in the first place was hydration and nutrition. And the 2 things that I found, like that last race, I lost, honest to goodness, I lost 10 pounds, and yet I drank 6 bottles of Gatorade and half a gallon of water, no kidding, and I still lost 10 pounds. My body could not assimilate the water fast enough. And the other part is that I can't figure out how to eat, because depending on when I eat, if I eat too close to a race and then go out and drive and I'm already sloshing with water and now I've got food in me, it's really not comfortable. It's just not comfortable at all. So I need some ideas.
Yeah, that's a big one, especially here us Texans deal with in the heat. And so there's two things we really need to take into account with this hot climate, and that is increasing core body temperature and the risk of dehydration. So it's super important for an athlete to go into their training or their competition being hydrated. And a lot of people ask the question, well, what does that look like? How do I know if I'm hydrated? And a general rule of thumb is you should be drinking 1 liter for every 50 pounds of body mass. So if you weigh 200 pounds, that's 4 liters. Okay. And regarding extreme sweat loss, if you find that you are losing a large amount of electrolytes through the sweat, a good all-natural drink is coconut water as opposed to a Gatorade or something more sugary. Okay. All right, coconut water, huh? Yep. Not pickle juice, because I've heard that story too. Well, you are from Texas, so.
Yeah, I got that lecture from your dad, actually.
Yes.
Pickle juice, just drink that.
Yeah, but let's talk diet. Diet is also equally as important, and that's something that is completely unique to the individual athlete. Some athletes do great on low-carb diets, while others may find that they have brain fog and low energy. Some do great on a plant-based diet, while for others it can be detrimental. So the key is to finding what works well for you. In general, we find that eating clean whole foods such as lean proteins, veggies, complex carbs, and good healthy fats are the way to go. Okay, so the next question then I've got is, what on earth is a good fat? I didn't know there was such a thing. Yeah, that's a great question. So good fats are considered things like olive oil, hummus, omega-3s, salmon, fish oil, anything that you would think of with a Mediterranean diet. All right, which means that I'm in serious trouble because I don't have any of that stuff in my diet. All right, having looked at my body scan, all that kind of stuff, what do you think then that I should set? What's a realistic target for me as I go? You know, we're still in the middle of a season. Another couple, 3 months, it's going to be over with, and then that's going to be a change. We're going to come back and we're going to say, okay, here's the off-season plan now. What does it look like right now to just get me to the end of the year? This season, to finish out this season, I would say let's focus on finishing out strong. Okay. So keep your training, keep whatever diet you have, focus on finishing strong, and in the off season we'll get to work and change up a few things. Yeah, I see her smiling saying that, and I already know I'm in deep trouble.